To it then, ladies and gentlemen, it is map 1, day 3, ESL Pro League season 11, and we're getting into it with the pistol round. T-side for Spirit to start things off, taking some utility in the hands of Chopper towards that A-side. Magic's going to nestle himself in towards Palace. A bit of a split, 3-2 for now, with one lingering towards the top of middle for a late assault. Let's see, Rush is on the observing buttons today. Rush, I haven't even spoken to you today. How you doing, man? You doing all right?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Nice to see you. I like the checkered number. Is that new?
It's
a
not
new look for you, yeah.
I haven't seen you wear checks
Hugo
before.
actually has the exact same one that I have as well, so it's kind of nice.
Oh, it's from Prada, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know me.
Let's get into the round. Thank you so much, Rush. This should be an interesting one. Rez getting aggressive now towards the A ramp, hunting for some information here. He is alone, however, but you can see the bomb in T-spawn going to be recovered at this point by Chopper. He will be starting to make his way towards A, it seems. So remember, we have to push towards this side of the map. This is the battle now. He gets the bomb here. Rez might win the round single-handedly. I like the fact he falls back here, Chad. He is alone. He's isolated. Sure, they've got the bomb there, but he can't really defend that by himself. As Mer pulls him back from short, that was the reaction from Norg after they found the bomb. And now it goes back to the 4-on-4. And actually, Team Spirit recovered this one.
This is another one of these problems where information can actually do damage, right?
Yes.
Rez pushes forward. He sees the bomb. That draws the rotation or the stack from NIP away from B. But now that's going to be the end plan.
Magix has actually got his way through. He's in shadow right now, and his teammate's getting ready towards B. So he knows Rez is pushed already. Guaranteed kill on Rez, and at this point, the rotations will come through. They're going to wait about 5 to 10 seconds, then make their way towards B when the rotations are guaranteed. If he gets this kill, call it done. And in they go now. This is a smoke in towards window, I believe, and at this point, they're going to full commit towards the B bomb site. Lekro has to find at least 2 kills then to stand a chance here. It doesn't look good. They're smoked out. There's a smoke towards the window. Lekro gets one, but Twist in a lot of trouble here.
He really is going to have to pull up his socks. Numbers heavily favoring Spirit, and the numbers on the clock ticking away as well. Lekro still shaken from the early damage. Twist does have the kit and the smoke, which is the perfect package for a round like this, but unfortunately, it's already going to be down to just Lekro. He's the one with the low health and already making a bit of a meal of his fight towards Mir. His balance set up for the swing should he need to, but that will be converted. Team Spirit, it's slow, it's methodical, and they overcome, losing the bomb at T-spawn at the 1-minute mark. Nice play, and he puts the first on the board.
It absolutely does. Team Spirit there, after losing the bomb in T-spawn, no less, they do recover. It is a bit of a scrappy finish, but NIP will be forcing into this second round. The scouts coming out, a weapon that's had a massive resurgence in 2020, I have to say. Double scouts here on Mirage. We've got 4 smokes as well, a couple of deagles thrown into the mix. Nork, watch out for him. He saves himself $1,000. He's the AWPer, of course, as we mentioned in the pre-game. He wants to save that extra money going forward. You do not want to limit himself going forward into that first gun round. Interesting to see 4 players A, very vulnerable to those HE grenades available to Twist and Rez, but it looks like they're absolutely fine. And they'll go back into a more default setup. So the reason they send 4 players towards middle, we saw it yesterday, a very common strategy on the CT side right now in these sort of rounds is pushing 3 or 4 players up middle, causing some trades, and you could see Team Spirit ready and waiting for that. But now back into the default, getting for the map control, and focusing towards middle, primarily short from what I can see so far. I'm assuming some short smokes towards window, and connector will come in momentarily.
Yeah, Wonder's just arrived to force Lekro into kitchen. A flash to set them up in CPL. This is not being silent, though, and so you can see NIP responding with a nade of their own, just lightly tapping at the toes of Magic's. 55 on the clock as the smoke blooms in apps. Still heavy lean towards the mid and B portion of the map, and you can see the rotate through CT. Looks like NIP are going to be putting all of their players towards this part of the map before contact.
It's all calm right now, but I can guarantee that won't last very long.
Guys, there's still 2 smokes left.
They're on CD side, you're right. They've actually got a 4-man stack towards B at this stage as well. They can smoke short now, that would be great. That scout shot had to connect Lekro, but it looks like they might be able to stick the landing on this one. The deagle headshots are all over the shop here. We've got 4-on-3 situation. Now down to 1. Chopper has been left at a difficult spot here. Just the Mac 10. It's the scout deagle combo that will leave NIP with a round victory. 4 players surviving. They've upgraded to a Krieg, an AK-47, and a Khalil. Not a bad day in the office of round number 2.
Let's see this from Twist. He gets 2 here. I want to see his shots. So actually, just doubling down onto Mir. Headshot at range through the bricks and a second one into Magic's. Lovely work. Normally it's Lekro I expect to see those impact second round deagle frags, but this time it was coming out a Twist. Khalil for Lekro into this one, the only real sacrifice for the CTs, but they've gone for the armors and the deags, Hank. They're bringing those pistols and the Kevlar into round 3. And already, seems like contact in middle is on its way. Disbalance fires off a pot shot, but he's luckily managed to get back into cover with not a single point of damage done. Interesting choice from Rez. He's going to be smoking off connector quite early from window itself.
One smoke, two flashes, and a whole lot of talent available for Team Spirit here. Need to connect the dots though with these Desert Eagles. It's going to be Sumdai Young making his way towards B, but stifled by the incendiary. He'll have to wait for now. His teammates with the bomb down in T-spawn, just waiting for any aggressive CTs here. And NIP, Chad, you mentioned it. They are known for being a very good anti-eco team, and that is because Threat, the multiple times he's been within NIP, he actually tightened them up a lot. It seems like with these sort of rounds, he's shown a lot of discipline and made sure they don't give up anything by themselves. They're always playing in crossfires and making sure there's trade potential, not so much on the CT side, but mainly on the T side. But it's been one of the main advantages to their game. We'll see Twist now shooting off towards middle. He does a lot of damage towards Chopper.
Should have been a kill there.
Should have been a kill, but as long as he didn't die, I suppose, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, that's a note there with Twist being able to play through that window with the sound cue of the bench, but unfortunately will get taken down, doing a little bit more damage, but giving up a gun.
Yeah, looks like it's stabilizing here. North's even found one elsewhere, and oof, okay, Lecro's looking beamy today.
Can you explain the term beamy?
Sure. It spawned with beaming. One can beam when your control of the spray is so hot, it just looks like it's laser beaming.
Like a straight line beam of laser bullets. And I guess it's more of a Call of Duty thing back in the day. We're kind of trying to bring it back ourselves.
I want a revival of beaming.
Yeah, you can say like Mark Horner, he's the beamy.
Oh, he's straight beaming on falls at land.
Yeah, you know, like that was his whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, kinda. Yeah, he did actually. Except he changed his name to, like, Dad Destroyer with $signs when he was playing against me.
I respect that.
Yeah, it made me feel...
Did he shoot your corpse on the floor as well?
Oh, for sure. And it got under my skin, yeah. No doubt about it. You could actually... I mean, teabagging was also quite prominent in the Call of Duty scene.
I can imagine.
Believe it or not.
Full eco coming up here, so I'm sure we'll have some fun. If you missed it yesterday, Fnatic were displaying a bit of teabagging yesterday. We asked Tabson, did it get under his skin? He's like, I didn't even notice. Kind of just focusing on the game, which is fair enough, probably the right thing to do.
Normally when you're the in-game leader and you're dead, the first thing that you're worried about is your teammates' money, what I'm going to call. You know, you're thinking about a few other things than if you're getting BM'd.
I wanted to get into a good question here, chat. This is something that I've always believed. When you're the in-game leader, right, on a T side, and you're the one that goes down first, are you leaving up to the responsibility of the teammates that are still alive to say, right, you guys are alive, you should work this out yourselves? Are you still calling over them once you've died initially? You're trying to coordinate them generally?
I let them talk until they say something stupid.
That's exactly what I do. I say, nope, you're not doing that. I try and let them handle themselves, so up until the point they're going to do something wrong. It's like, nope, they're definitely not doing that. Then go do something else. But generally speaking, you want to keep your mouth shut. Once you're dead, that should be it, in my opinion, unless you've got a really sick idea or a set piece you'd like them to try. But either way, there it is. It's going to be NIP closing out the full eco. But it was a couple of kills going in favor of Spirit. So we do have the first gun round here. I disbalance. Red said he's scary. And on Mirage, he certainly is. This is going to be an interesting approach. This could be the flash attack, but they got the AWP at the back here. So when I say a flash attack, it means 3 towards Palace, smoke CT spawn, 3 flashes over, and get stuck in. I disbalance to provide covering fire. And in they go. Plopski, I don't know how he survives that one. But here we go. Full commitment towards A, and the first kill for Chopper is delivered.
You can see why they put disbalance in Palace as well, because had Chopper not found that, disbalance was in prime position to contest. But look at this. It's all smoke and mirrors. 2 of them are now just moonwalking towards ramp. Perhaps changing their mind. No, Sumdai Young and Mir. Should Plopski jump up and call this clear, though? This is all redundant. The CTs will rotate back. No contact as the smoke fades, and that should be enough. They're piecing this together. It's too quiet. Eerily quiet on A.
Ooh. They've got out of there, actually, so that's not bad. The fact you get an opening kill, you have expended all of your utility, but you've got a 5 versus 4, and there's a big question mark as to where this one finishes up. But the CTs, they're actually transitioning over towards B now. I wouldn't be surprised if they went for a bit of a gamble stack here, considering the circumstances, but you can see we've got Lecro, Plopski, and Nork making their way over. Nork with the...
NIP don't know much here, do they? Looking at the positioning, they really don't know where they've gone.
They didn't decide to stack towards B. So Lecro has got the AK. I guess that's one thing working in his favor. If he can get the smoke down like now, that would be ideal, but it's not really common position to try and drop it. So here we go. HE should be strong here. Plopski's doing great work. This is actually looking like it could turn around for NIP. Team Spirit maybe overcomplicated this one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what Chad thinks about this whole one afterwards. For now, let's see if Disbalance can dig them out of this hole. Chopper's already been chunked down to 36, and with 20 seconds left, they've kind of just got to commit. This is not fun for a Counter-Strike team.
Well, they do hit one decent headshot. That's Lecro being removed, and they've only got 15 seconds on the clock now, and I disbalance. He might be scary, but he'll have to be monstrous at this point in the 3 versus 1. He's got 9 HP, 9 seconds, and now no health. It's going to be NIP bouncing back. Chad, you shook your head a little bit there when they left the A bomb site. Were you not happy with that decision? You feel like they should have committed?
It was too slow. I understand the idea, because they got onto A and they have the kill, right? But the problem is not about the idea to leave. I quite like the idea to leave because it forced the CTs all out of position. It was their idea to react was a little bit slow. Now, I think because they only got 1 kill and then they weren't contested, as we have the first US Air Force tactical timeout come up on screen, as that went down on A, they must have assumed either there was aggression elsewhere on the map, because the way they fell back was very, very safe.
I agree with you. I feel like if you are going to make that sort of call, we're going to fully commit to going back to the other bomb site. If you have found a kill towards A, you can almost guarantee there'll be one player towards B, right? And they're going to be expending some utility initially to stop rushes at the start. I think you're more than fine once you get to the B apartments, just to go in a bit more aggressive than they did. They didn't actually get down to the bomb site floor until they had lost 2 players. They should have been really committed to that. And of course, Lekro spotted them, but he didn't drop a whole lot of utility. He dropped a defensive smoke and an H here. I feel like they could have got out a bit quicker, maybe overwhelmed. Either way, it's going to be 4-1 in favor of the Ninjas here, and another partial buy for Team Spirit. Tech9 having a bit of a renaissance this year. Boys,
I saw Chopper rocking it. Is he doing it again? No, not this time.
I've got it equipped. I love the Tech9. I actually use it every now and then. I don't tell anyone when I buy it because everyone gets a bit upset. But when I do bring it out, I seem to find a kill. We'll see if Sundar Young can do the same thing. Makes his way towards Connector. But Nork, very powerful young Swedish sniper, looking to find heads if possible with his sniper rifle. And will be there on top of the ticket booth, just guarding the entire A-bomb site.
Yeah, he's got a particular play style around this AWP, Nork. It's another one of the aggressive branch. He likes to play it Snoozy-Loosey. Chance towards Connector, but with just these pistols and 3 sets of Kevlar, there is not much Team Spirit are going to be able to force here. It's going to come down to errors, and unforced errors at that.
Rez in window, it could be in a little bit of a dark spot here because he's relying on the timing of Nork covering him as a bit of a sentinel. So Rez may get overwhelmed, but at the moment it's seeming like they're going to send numbers through Palace, so this should be quite easy to mop on up.
Well, here we go. No utility to speak of. It's just going to have to be a straight-up contact play, a gut feeling, and maybe some bullets to the head afterwards, because Plopski is ready and waiting. He's got the Krieg in hand, and we know that's very good on the CT side for multiple kills. Can he deliver? They're trying to bait out the shots, but instead, just setting him up here, looking for the third. Gonna get it, no problem whatsoever. The partial buy leads to absolutely nothing here for Team Spirit, as they are sent to their graves. It's going to be NIP with 5, Team Spirit with 1, but that was the partial buy. Another full buy coming through here. But Mirage looking very strong, and NIP looking like a solid unit so far. Plopski with his 10th frag there, up against partial buy, which in today's game is actually a big deal. Like, we normally say, oh, I got a few eco frags in there. There are no ecos anymore in CSGO. Even with P250s and Kevlar, it's going to be dangerous with the level of CSGO and the skill out there.
People know how to make a lot out of a little.
Yes. It's certainly not like the old days. Like in 1.6 in Source, you win the pistol, buy an MP5 second round. None of that anymore. There's a lot of stress every single round. Of a different approach here towards CPO. A double boost up. It's a very powerful position. You can actually look beneath for the boost, which is a very prevalent approach on the T side. So we've got Plopski and Rez working that position. And they've got a lot of transition ability towards B there as well. We'll see if it works out for them.
Oh, that nade just destroyed Chopper. He was coming into this round fresh. He's excited to see what round 7 has in store for him, and now just working with 39 points of health. That HE landed square on his ribcage.
These are some off-meta kind of decisions that NIP are making on a few of these rounds. The one that you pointed out here with the 2 players getting boosted on up, they're able to defend window without needing to fight.
Yeah, exactly. And
saw the shadow. Look at this. It's just free info.
Huge.
Free info.
I didn't realize that shadow was that exposed. I've just learned a lot there.
Yeah,
that's worrying me. I've already challenged that quite a lot in my life. Thinking about it now, that wasn't the best idea.
Free info.
Yeah, so there you go. A slight shadow appears.
To note, with the 2 players over towards that that vent room as well, there'll be a fast rotation for them up cat, and if they do get smoked off by the standard wall smokes, they will be able to boost on the short box to see on over and potentially help out that B defender isolated on the side.
So many teams have been trying this. We watched this yesterday. It was Big Clan who relentlessly threw their bodies at B, and it seems Team Spirit have a similar motivation. 25 seconds as the nades come in.
There's so much to battle here. I don't see a way to even get through. There's so much damage inflicted, and this is such a great spot for at least 1 frag. Twist should be able to find that at least if Lekro doesn't kill everyone first. There's a low HP player in front of him as well. That's Mir dropping down. It's an absolute disaster here for Spirit. They get nothing done. It's a pretty woeful attempt into the B bomb site. They limp into the B area there.
I know we're only 7 rounds in, but do you think this is so far saying more about Spirit or more about ENCE? Or more about NIP?
Sorry, yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, NIP for me.
No, because ENCE on day 1
exactly.
lost to Spirit.
I was trying to work out what question was it. I think ENCE is such a weird state of affairs right now in terms of CSGO. I don't know what to think of any of their results. I don't know what to take away from it, if it means the team's good or they're still bad or they're getting better. I have no idea. So I'm going to leave that as an anomaly. But right now, I think NIP are playing an amazing game.
Yep.
Team Spirit like we said, they're not really peaking right now. No one's had a crazy clutch. I think they need one of those sort of rounds. They need to steal a round away, get some full resources, and they should be okay.
There hasn't even been a plant, Henry, if we're reading this correctly.
That is true, and Balance doesn't have a kill, and he's supposed to be scary. If anything, he's looking quite pleasant out there and friendly.
Yeah, little teddy bear.
Yeah, he's
Disbalance, 13 ADR. I'd let my kids hang out with him.
When are you having your kids?
I'm just going to freeze my soldiers. I'll come back to that question.
Oh, dear.
Talking of soldiers, Magix, he is one of Spirit's hardest hitters by the statistics, and then we saw him actually with some of his opening LAN performances over in Belek for the Star Series finals. It's my first glimpse at him.
And Belek.
And Belek, yeah.
What did you think of it?
It was a new experience. I hadn't been to Turkey before, but I loved the weather.
We were staying in like a family resort.
Yeah.
It wasn't the true Belek experience, I believe, but it was still a good time.
I think it's more of a place to go when you're like kind of middle-aged and like golf. That's where you go.
Sure. And watered-down gin and tonics, perhaps.
Yes. Oh, goodness me. You mean sparkling water with lime?
Either way, here we go then. Chopper, another partial buy for Team Spirit. You can see he's trying to get the bomb down towards B, but here's Plopski once again just mowing them down. The bomb is actually in Palace, so it was a bit of a distraction towards B, in fact. So they can't win the round, but maybe they can get a couple of kills. Plopski's on 15 kills and 2 deaths, by the way. That's kind of insane.
The Kriegs on the CT side. I think we might have to add NIP to the list.
Has 164 ADR. That's nuts. After 8 rounds of play, like, oh, it's 144 now, but still, like, if it maintains those sort of numbers, like, that's going to be nuts. 20 and 1/2 is considered godlike.
Yeah.
He's on track for maybe 25.
My goodness, that is... I mean, this is a prime example of when I was reading off the names and how we slowly saw these pieces of NIP materialize. It does feel like Plopski was one of those where it finally felt like we had some clarity regarding NIP. It felt like we had some resistance up against the Tier 1. And Team Spirit, for now, are feeling the brunt of this development. Swedes looking fiery. 2 Kriegs in play still on the CT side. T-Weaponry is making Plopski's job a whole lot easier.
Just want to make a quick observation here. Team Spirit don't buy HEs on the T side. I saw at the start of the round. They go for 2 flashes, smoke, and Molotov across the board, so they don't want to get any nade damage in there, which kind of makes sense. It's an interesting approach. It's definitely more tactical, but goes against the grain of what we're seeing in today's CSGO. So that's an interesting note. Have you seen any other teams with that sort of mentality?
I think it's potentially a Mirage.
Yeah, I think
special.
so too.
It's a difficult map to isolate the CTs with the grenades.
That's the first time I've ever noticed something like that. It's like they don't buy a single HE, 2 flashes for every single
one. I mean, it does, when you add up, across the board for 5 players, that's 5 additional team flashes for the mid-round.
In terms of like suggestion, that's great. If you want to just kind of suggest you're going towards a certain area, you can throw 5 flashes over, a very convincing fake and still have 5 in reserve.
That's true.
Pretty cool, instead of trying to maybe do 80 damage with 3 grenades in one position, So this is definitely something to be said about that, I think. But the first kill does come through. Team Spirit are going to take down their nemesis, Plopski. 15 kills now with 3 deaths.
I have a fear that Rez's position could be a little bit of a problem. He could be calling T-spawn clear, but Nork was responsible for holding it, but Magix arrives exactly when he needed to. Just as the contact happens, he can deal with that AWP, only good for 1 now. Nork rotates coming in. I said Rez could be an issue, but that's if Magix thinks about a flank this early. He's so early because he came through Palace, and Rez misses his first, but he's adjusted perfectly, and it gets 2 before he's silenced. Mir issues the gag order, but there's more where that came from, and they're not ready for this either. Back's turned, and Mir just behind the triple box, maybe gonna check it now.
This is a big kill. This could decide the round, and it's Mir to absolutely nail it. Twist removed now. Lekro, he is a bit of a maestro when it comes to the clutches. He's got his first kill on a plate here. If he can check his first corner, doesn't get the pre-aim right. You can sit on top of that bin as well, which he was expecting, but Mir was beneath it. Hit some great shots there, and that's the round I was talking about. They've kind of stolen one away there. It felt like Rez had done enough to win the round. I think Rez will be disappointed in himself there. He did a great job to even get 2 kills, but knowing how good he is and how much confidence he has in his own ability, he knows he could have got the 3rd one there, and that would have done things for them, but unfortunately didn't work out. But Team Spirit, they have got a full buy now. ID's Balance yet the frag, but he has got the AWP, and I'd like to see this let's go into some defaults. ID's Balance works in pits, get his confidence up. He can get this shot. It's a very difficult one on the cross, but no opportunities as of yet.
I have been really enjoying the addition of actually boosting the player that peaks that fast ramp cross just to make the shot easier, and well, he's done it. Off the starting mark. A first kill for Disbalance.
I like this 3-man approach towards CPL chat. Can we start doing this? Can we give it a go?
Sure. We just need to work out a couple of things here. Like the window player cannot overstay his welcome once he gets smoked off.
I like this, so you're kind
of
working together. It looks safe. You feel like everyone's got your back. You can work together. You can transition around, and window boost won't be a massive issue.
But what happens when in our games, 4 people just flash and smoke over A and run at it, and then you're playing retake immediately.
Well, that is a problem. Can happen. Mirage not necessarily in our wheelhouse just yet, but certainly in Team Spirits in this round. We're going to have a 5-on-4, still in their favor for now, but Rez looking to adjust that. He pushes out of the connector. Chopper will be finding him, and at this point, still got plenty of time. 55 seconds. Plopski, the only real player that can do something about this. Maybe not so much anymore as he is smoked out. Lekro might have to push through the smoke.
Yeah, they've got some great setups for this CPL CT setup. Adjustments from NIP going through, though. Lekro now attention towards the apps. They have absolutely no one on A. 2 frags in favor of Spirit already, and ooh, the new angle. Chopper, just the tip of his head visible, and he's got the Krieg, makes that fight a whole lot more favorable, but Plopski, that's another fantastic kill. He lives on to fight another day. Maybe short-lived, though. Look at Mir. He wants to fight, and Plopski's just going to hide in his smoke for now. He's anticipating the push, and he has got Twist in tow. Pushing. Jiggling, and that's the fight. Plopski wins another one. Single-handedly keeping this one competitive, but like I said, this really should just be Spirit's third.
You'd think so, but Plopski continues to look like an absolute menace. That was the kill that maybe gets them back into this one. Plopski would now have to get the ace to close it out. 18 kills so far, but only 40 HP. He has an incendiary and 2 flashes. Doesn't look like he's really going for it at this point, but he is going to make the round incredibly expensive, that's for sure. Someday Young waiting on the bomb site here. Plopski knows there'll be one waiting in this area. Waiting for the retreat, hopefully gets one more kill. Not going to happen. Someday Young will find him. And great effort from Plopski. You have to say he's knocking on the door of that 20 bomb early in the half here as we go 7-3. Not enough to knock NIP off their perch just yet financially, as we have Nork with $10,000, as we'll get the drops coming through now. They can have a nice healthy buy. It's Plopski holding towards the window and finding those nuisance players towards the window room.
I am interested to know if Spirit actually start finding a few more rounds now they've finally taken the Kriegs out of the hands of NIP. That was the last one gone.
That's a good point. Now they've got the M4s and the AWP. Makes things a little bit more handicapped as well.
The advantage now that is by design in favor of the Ts is back to the Ts.
Absolutely.
I think if NIP lose this round, in their next gun round or even in one of their partial buys in the future, we might see them do something a little bit more aggressive towards middle here, because we've been noting that they have been quite passive. Even on the rounds where they've been faked on outright, they didn't push for information. They rotated immediately off of that early fake that Spirit threw in within the first 4 or 5 rounds of this game. So NIP, even on maps like Inferno, they're happy to give up territory and try and play methodical through these retakes, but you might need to change that pace. If you're giving up Team Spirit mid every single round, they're just going to be able to sit in posture and wait out your grenades and then suffocate you late. So maybe a pace change.
Still all rounds to be played. Team Spirit can still win the half, bear in mind. This would be a huge round for them to pick up. This would be the one that breaks the back of NIP. Chopper once again made his way through connector. No one really challenging it so far. Normally Nork has to get on the ticket booth to patrol that position. Currently setting up the flashbang for Plopski just to get some real estate towards A ramp. I think he's already found his way through. So pre-fire towards Shadow, no one there. Chopper giving up his position now, hoping to find the first frag.
Very blasé. He's coming through towards CT spawn and gets more than he bargained for. He gets the information, but also at the cost of half of his health. Twist is in trouble. Here comes the suffocation towards B, and Lekro's gone. Rez, the only real last chance to find a way back in, and already the first frag cost him 80 points of health. He should be screwed. Rotate's coming in late. Plopski is still far away in the B apps. And it will be a 2-man assault should they desire any more damage.
I think they just want to lock them in at this point, especially Nork, the AWP. Got Plopski towards the B apartments. They're not going to go for this round, but if they can stop the access points towards getting out of this blast radius, that would be absolutely fantastic. Now with that kill, that might change things. They actually have a little bit of a look in here, but this is the key frag. Advantage is taken down. They're definitely going to go for it now. Idis Balance has been tagged up as well. He's towards shore. They're going for this retake, but time is of the essence.
That's the kill.
That kill might be able to do it, though. Plopski just trying to hold the AWP in position to make sure it goes down, but he will not be winning this one at this stage. Should be able to get the kill, no problem. Eventually with the C4 or by bullets. There we go. It's going to be Idis Balance removed. So that's the AWP at least, and the money's not great on the T side. They can certainly drop an AWP over, but it will be Plopski trying to recover anything he can at this point, and it will be the Krieg for Chopper into round number 12. So 7-4 overall, and the money not quite broken. That saved them 4. They have one more buy in them. Nork can still buy the AWP, but Team Spirit very close to doing so. This should be one of those rounds where either team can be broken after losing round number 12 here.
That's insane. Successful opening duels, 100%.
Leads the tournament. Wait, across the tournament?
Well, we're
as in his
only...
game versus Astralis as well?
Yeah. 2 series in, it was
100%
they 2-0'd
opening
them,
duel.
right?
Yeah.
Wow, he
They
hasn't
were
lost an
single
opening
digits.
duel.
3 maps, including this one.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's certainly something to keep our eye on. See,
But yeah, still instead, not to take anything away from it, just to make sure we understand it's
Some
2 maps.
context, yeah.
Yeah.
This is another B play. This is the pillar smokes coming on in.
We need to learn these smokes, Chad. These are the ones.
You guys need to learn how to get a Counter-Strike config first.
I've
before
got
we
that
can
all
be
sorted.
doing
Don't worry about that. It's all done.
We're doing jump binds.
I've got that. I've got the giant crosshair, the jump bind, it's all there.
This is just a very simple approach. They've thrown that one smoke to force the CT defender into a new position. They've done so. They didn't really bait out too much utility from it. That's because NIP at this stage don't have a lot to throw. So good job holding on to that smoke until the last second there. That's going to change the attack from Team Spirit, who now want to peer back over towards middle.
it's a run boost.
Yep. Set him up for that opening kill. Not going to happen this time. Remember, this is a huge round. This decides the fate of Team Spirit, whether they can come back and win the half potentially, or crumble financially after losing this one. They're going for their mid control again. Same smoke towards connector, normally allowing Chopper access towards that position. CPL setup enabled once again. One in towards window and Twist, holding towards the ladder here. You can see they're aware of the tendencies, and pre-fire comes through. Chopper, massive frag. Lots of real estate gather. Still got smokes down towards window and connector here as well. This is huge. Has to be a reaction play. This is the time you'd expect to push towards A ramp or Palace. NIP needs to do something about this. They cannot allow them just to fully walk in towards the A side. Plopski, one and done position. This is not looking good for him. We'll have to step up. There's the first, not going to connect, and this is a round for Team Spirit.
Yeah, just this pack animal mentality that actually got them a whole lot of wins versus Ents. Same kind of strategy again. 5 players in middle, and just like that, 2 quick kills, the round is done, it's theirs, and another one now on the board for Spirit. This is going to be 4 in quick succession.
I really want to see NIP take a pause, or at least have this pace change that I was talking about, right? Because it's the same situation round after round. They're giving up so much map control. Remember the round where Chopper walked all the way into the jungle position, is taking a fight with the player towards spawn?
They're not really watching connector. They're just saying, Nork, just check it out on Ticket Booth like every now and then, right? They haven't got like a Crims dedicated to watching connector, making sure that's not an issue, which is fine, I suppose, depending on the play style. But now they do need to adapt. We need to start seeing some different setups come through, maybe throw an aggressive player in there just to kind of change the tone of the round so they don't have full access and they can just keep taking middle over and over again.
Most teams like to go for the mid lockdown early, right? Because you can fight it as a team.
Yes.
But here, because you're giving up territory and you're being pushed around the map, that's allowing Team Spirit to isolate 1v1 fights or 1v3. Like, they're able to isolate these players from NIP who, look, they're trying to play together, but because of the way that this map works, there's so many opportunities for the Ts to sneak into the backlines, window boost, creeping up connector with timings. The CTs have a lot of places to hold here, and NIP giving up all this map territory early is allowing Team Spirit to get back into this game. Things were looking extremely bleak, and now we're on a trot of 4 rounds here for the Russian side.
Well, here we are, the US Air Force tactical timeout, ladies and gentlemen. Idis Balance currently tops his team with some numbers. Didn't quite catch him at the end there, but thank you so much for taking off the screen as we get into round 13, 7-5, and we will see whether NIP with the AWP and the M4 here, did they invest much further into it? Plopski had $4,000. He'll be bringing in the Scout. We've got the Twist Desert Eagle there, the CZ as well. And in terms of grenades, just a smoke and HE. I wouldn't mind a bit of aggression here, but we'll see whether the AWP can step up. Maybe send it towards B, just mix things up here. It's been towards middle every single round. I like this. Maybe could get boosted towards the short box or just play the B apartments itself and just hold in a turret-like formation.
He's looking for his 20th. Plopski, 19 frags here into round 13. He was so instrumental in the 7 that now sits by the NIP name.
Just a small detail people may not have caught was Nork had scoped in quite early before walking up this cap position. Now, the reason you do that is because there's an audible sound cue that can be heard from the B apartments or the underpass if you were to scope when you're close, and that would give the mid-defaulting players from Spirit the idea that there was somebody with a scoped weapon on cap.
Or he does it deliberately, so they call Nork's AWP B, and he's actually A. It could be a whole 4D chess. What do you think?
Yeah, there's mind games on mind games, there's
On
layers
mind
upon
games.
layers.
Counter-Strike is kind of like an onion.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Like Shrek.
exactly.
Now you've lost me.
You haven't seen Shrek?
Ogres are like onions because they have layers. And I was suggesting Counter-Strike is similar in that regard. Still, Green Giants or Ogres aside, we do have Lecro holding B. There's only going to be some Die Young there for now. The bomb, however, is lingering towards the B stairs, and
Wait,
some
what?
Die Young.
He knows Lecro's moves, doesn't he? He's
Little
aware of them.
tricks.
Just a little
Yeah.
pre-fast straight into him.
So that smoke down there, obviously Lecro uses that time and time again in previous games, and that's not bad from Twist. He's had a couple of Deagle moments so far. The pistol's starting to step up here for NIP. Chopper and some Da Young are in a lot of trouble. The time is ticking away as we hit the 20-second mark. There's only one player towards B, but guess who it is? It's Nork with the big green. He's watching towards the apartments right now. They're coming in from short, and he just hits this shot. Round should be done. 10 seconds remain. Can't nail the second. He should have done. That was his. 2 versus 1. Some Da Young has a chance. What kind of plant's he going for? It's the default one. And Twist, does he justify pushing through here? He certainly does. It works out, and he does catch some Da Young just in the nick of time there. I thought Nork was going to close things out. Nork of his caliber should have hit that second shot, but they win the round. Job's a good one, but shout out to Twist, MVP of the round for sure. Double kill with the Deagle.
I love the fact that he was so ready to win the round after finding the first Deagle shot. He got the info, there was another, and then still tucked himself in to anticipate a Palace push. He was so ready for 3 there, and he takes all 3.
Well, I said NIP Magic probably shouldn't be associated with these guys anymore, but Twist with some bangers right here. Look, here's 2 shots. They turn the game on its head, right? That allows Rez to then isolate a duel. He doesn't feel the pressure from Connector anymore. He gets the CZ kill over towards ramp. And that's some Da Young, ladies and gentlemen. Not too happy with how that one went on down.
I like the bed sheets. They look pretty cool in there. I was lit. What kind of bed sheets have you got?
Pastel colours.
Do you have novelty bed sheets?
I'm so glad you asked me about my bed sheets. I just invested, Henry. I'm rocking some bamboo.
Bamboo.
It keeps you cool. It feels like silk. It's fantastic.
I've got the Wally bed sheets, you know.
Oh, the robot?
The robot,
Is Eve on there as well? They're holding hands?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, nice.
It looks really cool.
And that's in your race car bed?
Race car bed, yeah.
Has that arrived in Malta now?
I've got to build it still, but it's there.
Yeah, the Lewis Hamilton edition. That's really cool, man. Anyway, look at this. Rez in the smoke just transferred into 2. Another ridiculous start to the round, and Rez keeps going. A 3rd now. As Disbalance loses his head, I'm losing my mind. 8, soon to be 9 rounds for NIP here on the CT side.
That's what they needed. A couple of Deagle victories, and now they're back in the driving seat. Twist and Rez working in tandem here. Rez especially. I said going into this game, we're starting to see some of that star potential arise from him once again. It's been a while, but the last 6 months, he's been on fire. Really been enjoying his play so far, and that's another great round by him. The Krieg, once again, paying dividends to the CT side. And Magic's now, poor old Magic's waiting towards the Palace, but he's about to be dethroned as Rez is looking for the quad kill. This should be it. Once you've hit these amount of kills in a round, you're not going to miss many more. And Magic's just waiting. He knows that Rez wants to push. He wants a couple more kills. He wants the 4th. And he's not going to get it.
It's not happening.
Build that up a bit too much,
perhaps. No, but it's because it would have been really satisfying if he just gets it. And
it would have been great.
I totally understand. You put the bricks down, and then your sister's come in. She's kicked all your Legos.
Oh, my sister used to make me lag on purpose. That was her thing.
How did she manage that?
Going back to the whole MSN Messenger situation, she would know when I'd be in a game and then would start webcamming her friends or whatever, the chat stuff going on. It does sound weird when you put it like that, but
no,
webcamming your friends was that was a normal thing back in the day.
Normal
I used to go and unplug everybody else from the router because no one else knew how to plug it back in.
Nice.
Yeah. She's allowed me out on purpose. But there it is, final kill coming through. And final round coming up.
Yeah.
Well, any other stories?
I just remember the phone when the phone call would disconnect the internet if you set it up wrong, which we had in our household.
Oh, you didn't have the little converter thing?
Yes, exactly. And we had that switch, but we didn't put it in the right place or something. All I just remember is just shouting at my grandma, like, "Don't answer the phone!"
I hate you, Grandma. You're ruining my game.
I don't think I was hating her. I was more like I was in the wilderness. You know, all of my items were up for grabs, and someone wanted to call and wasn't really interested in them answering it.
Okay, well, it's the final round here,
It's B again.
It is B again. Why not? Get stuck in. Some Da Young are going to have to. You're kind of isolated at this point. Behind the flames, his teammates are about 3 meters behind them, but he has found some safety. Smoke in front of him. And the smoke being thrown by Mir right now towards the pillars, I believe. So in that goes, and we are off.
2 flashes, but Lekro is just perfectly tucked in for the anti-flash. Doesn't transfer into Chopper, and that Tech 9 does fill the feed on the cross. Nork just doesn't miss it. Very necessary frag found. Plopski's found his 20th now as well by the end of the half.
Magic's can't even go for the plan here with the smoke down because the spam would come through, but Mert has found an opening. It's still a 2-on-2. Rez with a fantastic position. Should be good for both kills here, to be honest with you, unless Magic's can out-position him, waiting for his opportunity, but there it is. Final kill comes through, and it's 10-5.5. And it's not a complete disaster there for Team Spirit. It was looking like it was going to be, but they have brought themselves back into it, and 5 rounds on the T side of Mirage. It isn't ideal, but we are going to see a lot more from them as the game continues. We'll take a break and be back with the second half very shortly indeed.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell. isn't over yet. You lost one fight, but it's not the end. So get back up and fight again. Take one step, take another. Find the strength for your brothers. Erase the doubt with your battle cry. Clash of steel spills your blood. A whisper doubt fills your head, but you have to fight again. So take one step, take another. Find the strength for your brothers. Erase the doubt.
10-5 on the half. Headsets back on. Sumdai Young is Spirit's best player on land, boasting a very solid 1.14 rating.
Union Jack in the background there as well, Alex. You got to be happy about that.
Oh, represent. Love
I
it.
love it. He's my new favorite player, Sumdai Young. He's got a snack going on as well. Looks like be a sweet one, trying to get the blood sugar levels high and ready. Chad, is that something you would advise, getting the kind of, you got a protein bar going on right now. Are you in a similar mindset?
Yeah, I think you want to keep the energy levels high at all times. And I think another thing to note there was the anime on the pillow. I know you've become a big fan of anime lately there, Mr. Grimm.
Henry's ordered a big Attack on Titan body pillow.
I have.
Oh, I've seen those before.
It's just a giant human with like a weird
They
mouth.
are the weirdest humanoid kind of creatures I've ever seen in my life. More on that later. We'll have an anime segment coming up soon as we get into the pistol round of the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the first map of our best of 3 here, as we'll see the Ninjas with a convincing lead in terms of the odds from GG.bet. A execution from the Ninjas here. You can see the bomb. Get ready and waiting outside A. We do have one player waiting for B pushes. That's Plopski. He will actually probably push in towards B once they get the bomb down. I'm expecting an open plan on the opposite side of fireboxes on the left-hand side of your screens there, and he'll come in from short potentially. We'll see what happens as the smoke towards CD spawn comes through, and here comes the commitment. Sumdai Young to strike first.
He's got sugar in his veins, and he's got ice there too. The first one's quick, but the second does come in before he's found by Rez. P250 on him with the Kevlar. They've got good trust in him, and now those resources are squandered. Chopper makes short work of him. Plopski, however, wants 2 quick ones, and he's keeping his team in it. More damage inflicted.
No.
Twist did manage to tag him down. Plopski finished, and now 1v2. Low HP though. Twist, this should be impossible.
How did Mir survive that one? It looked like a guaranteed frag there towards jungle, but they hold them off. Plopski takes himself the 23 kills there, but it is the team spirit victory in the end. A execution, pretty decent. There was some convincing trades coming through, but no plant. And it'll be interesting to see where we go for the force buy here in Mirage. I would say not my favorite approach. I prefer the AKs in the third of no plant coming through, but you definitely can get deagle armor. Chad, which way would you be inclined here? What would you be calling?
Without that,
Fully cam.
yeah.
I
was
think
gonna
that when
say-
you have the lead as well, you don't need this round.
The thing is, I understand why a lot of teams like to go for that early buy. If you wrestle back the economy with a 10-5 scoreline and then force them to have to eco, you probably already won the map, right?
Yeah.
But here, this is the more fundamentally sound approach, right?
Yep.
This is from a Counter-Strike purist
Absolutely.
standpoint. Whereas, look, missed a couple of bullets there with the MP9. Will recover. Backup is there, but Twist will go down. Last man, last round.
Last round, last round.
And this round, last round.
Yeah.
All the rounds.
All the rounds.
Around and round we go. But we did say in the pre-game segment that it was integral for Team Spirit to pick up Mirage if they want to have any shot in this best of 3.
For sure.
Because we think as we move forward into Vertigo, especially with how some of the individuals are looking for the ninjas right now, that's going to be a very, very tall task. So we will be getting into the nitty and the gritty with the first gun round of the second half here. NIP have invested. We've got the Krieg out for Lekro as well as Plopski, who I think we should maybe name him the Terminator.
At this point, potentially. We'll see whether the AWP, though, IDIS balance is enough to hold him off. The T2000 making his way forward. And at this point, we will see IDIS balance is holding. Hasn't had the biggest performance so far. 6 kills, 14 deaths, but on the CT side, he can have a lot more impact, be a lot more dynamic, that's for sure. Remember, though, he has no armor available, so he's very squishy. We'll see him just fall back, vulnerable to grenades in the window position, was hold towards CT spawn, much safer. Focusing towards the A ramp for now. In terms of NIP's general setup, you can see them poised towards middle. One player watching towards short, that's Lekro. Joined by Rez, watching that connector and window position. They're going to smoke towards window right now, and then just go for some basic mid control. They've got Plopski towards the underpass, he'll make his way forward. Ideally, boot the player up towards window, investigate towards CPL, and that's pretty much encapsulating a default round on Mirage here on the T side.
You can see the roll of Twist at the start of that round. Sorry, Chad, go.
Just look at the A ramp push right now coming in for the CTs. They've realized they've lost mid here. They have to take a push.
2 players there, not necessarily ready for it, and they're sitting in the smoke on the CT side. We've talked about this all week long. You do get a slight advantage sitting in the smoke, and you can see Team Spirit capitalizing upon it. It's a clean sweep so far. Plopski looking for 1 frag. He's going to find it, but there's a second as Chopper will win out in the bonus round. I'd call that one with the FAMAS, the MP9 out as well, a glass cannon AWP. It's a massive round to pick up there, and NIP will have to take a partial buy into round number 19. It's a loss bonus. Racks up now. They get 3,200 going into this round. As we'll see Deagles, Smokes, a couple of sets of Kevlar. Will we see much more? I don't think so. So an execution of sorts here, just try and get the bomb down, normally towards A on these sort of rounds, but they are heading towards B.
A small detail, but do you think Lekro's vest is an unintentional
He always
buy?
gets the vest.
He does?
Yeah. Like he is one of the best Deagle players, I would say, at least in Scandinavia. And he's always going to find you a 1D.
With this kind of approach, viewers at home, when you see Deagles come out on the T side, they're obviously just going to go for more of a spread here because they need to find these 1-bullet headshots, right? We see them happen all the time. But a map like Mirage, if you want to go A or B, you need a lot of utility, which they've already trickled on through here. So they're just trying to get mid-control and see if these Deagles can post up for any fights.
A nice combination of bullets and shrapnel. Chip Plopski down to 58. He's done well to not lose too much health, considering that those bullets and nades do significantly more in the unarmored circumstances. Exactly where he finds himself. 24-9 as well is this score right now. He's closing in on that 30 bomb, and it could be in the face of defeat, no less, considering Team Spirit CT side does seem to be warming up. An aggressive smoke forces some down into the open, and actually, Plopski takes Lekro down for the hunt. There's more where that came from. This time it's Chopper and Mir from either side. The Hurt Locker does close its doors, and Nork, this one not any opportunities left. Magic should be finishing this one off. Balance is missing his shots, and now 10-9. The gap has sealed after the 10-5 half.
Round 20 coming through. That was the partial buy from NIP. They will have rifles once again going forward here. Plopski, bit of a team kill, but at that point, he was probably going to take both of them down. So you might as well take Lekro with you, I suppose, as we get into it now. No AWP on NIP. They didn't necessarily need one on the T side of Mirage, more than capable with the Kriegs. They've got the smokes, the Molotovs this time. And again, no HEs, Chad. Flashbangs across the board. Yeah,
nothing's been fast out of NIP from that CT side, so let's see if they can change the pace here on the T side as we see the quick mid-smokes coming on in. Many members to follow as Mir will spot one and then follows him through the smoke.
They're looking like they're up for this one now. We can see Team Spirit much more aggressive CT side than NIP's. They were quite classic, very passive, just holding their crossfires, occasionally pushing for information, but not at the start of rounds. You can see a very active CT side here from Team Spirit. That's such a godlike position for Magic. Like, it's very difficult to flush him out of that spot. He can go for a flank towards B as well, if required. And for now, NIP have the bomb down in T-spawn, and Nork needs to be very careful. Suddenly dismounts off the ledge there, and here's Magic's push. This could be everything. If he does find Nork, I don't see a way they recover the round, and he'll definitely investigate towards A round.
Yeah, so Nork would just have to have some crazy premonition. He knows it's a possibility. He's not foolish, but yeah, knife out is not promising.
You see him? Oh, that's so insane.
Oh,
Milliseconds.
now he's making steps. Oh, wow.
Like actual milliseconds between getting that kill and spotting him and dying. That's kind of nuts. And Plopski, he might be able to save the day here. That is one back towards the B side of the map. That's where they'll finish things up here. There's a player towards the bench, so that's Chopper. We talked about his position, especially the AK. Always good for one. He's going to need that right now. There's the first. Can he find more? We go to the 2-on-2. Best chance NIP have had of picking up a round so far. Bomb planted. Twist.
Oh, yes.
Are they going for the boost? I love it. Why not? You don't see this too often in a post plant. It's a very strong position. You can't pre-fire it, and you are slightly camouflaged as well.
Disbalance will find contact. Oh, the timing is continuing. Magix, however, does find the kill. And this boost, it's going to be tested. Twist missed his shot. He stands his ground, and Magix will trade a triple kill from the youngster. And that will level it out completely. NIP still without a T round.
I loved the boost, but I would have liked him just to bait him in a bit more. Trying to get towards short, I believe was the plan there. Walking in the open, the AWP takes him down. Had he just been ducking and weaving on the bomb side there, just baiting his teammate in, could have been enough. But here's Magix here, getting that information from the sound of Nork falling back. Great push, very aggressive start here from Team Spirit. They're setting the tone of this half, and they're finding lots of successful frags and a boatload of rounds as well. We tied things up at 10-10. Remember, it's 10-5 a half. That's going to be 5 in a row now for the CT side as we enter round number 21. It goes without saying we've got maximum loss bonus here, and it's going to be an A finish with 3 players making their way towards the A bomb side, but it's going to be mid-present shown. You can see a smoke towards window and connector, feigning the fact is going to be a default attack here, and a smoke coming in towards jungle from T-Spawn. So this will be the Palace attack, flashes over, and will it catch Magix? They'll have to dodge the flashes and let them come through.
Yeah, so Rez has already got himself onto the site, and so now he's a real threat, but his attention is drawn towards the stairs. It's working out wonderfully. Incendiary does force him forwards, and now actually Plopski with what was a powerful position. Mir arriving on CT keeps things level again. Bombs loose. This might slow down a great deal, but keep your eyes on Lekro. Yeah, perfect. Fast fingers from Rushley. However, some die young, even faster on the trigger. Nork's gone. Advantage returns for Team Spirit. That bomb being loose, it's all down to Lekro's flank here, Henry. If he can get more than one. Slipping under the radar. He's good for this one. This will be a freebie, but how? Okay, he's not going to fall into the trap of trigger discipline. Instead, 2v2, levels it out, and a duel from Twist on CT. He wins it. It's all then down to Chopper, who hasn't made it to A yet.
Chopper has been playing very well in this second half so far. 10 kills to his name, though. He's going to have to find a couple more to take Team Spirit in the lead. I thought there was a chance to deny the plant there, but it is safely behind the bomb site itself. Spots the kneecaps of Lekro. Just waiting for the smoke to dissipate, but luckily for Lekro, he has been a little bit more active and fallen back towards Sandwich. Chopper hears the drop, starts to make his way through, and he has no kits, bear in mind. Surprising considering his cash flow. But still, makes his way over. He knows Lekro's in this position. He's got to jump over, make his move. Doesn't nail the shot. So no kit or not, doesn't matter. It will be NIP posting their first round in the second half here. So let's break that one down. A lot of moving parts going into that round. They've suggested there was another default there. Same smokes towards middle, the window that is, and connector. Flashes towards short on one player there, but then 3 players in towards Palace, hoping the CTs will be focused towards middle. And at that point, managing to get through. Comes down to the 2 versus 1, but still a convincing round there from NIP. And the money started to become a bit of an issue on the CT side. You see Chopper just to the MP9. Eye disbalance, no helmet. Actually, 4 players without those. Will be a little bit troublesome against the Krieg, but against the Galil, sorry, but generally should be fine. Eye disbalance knows he needs the opening kill, and he will not nail it this time.
Good attempt from Mir, and he's standing right in the open. Goes 1 for 1. Disbalance will tuck in on CPL, but he is kind of locked in there now. His only real escape route will be through window, which is now being positioned and dealt with by Lekro. Around the smokes, his only option. And out he goes, catches Plopski. That's big. An eyebrow-raising, hair-raising play from the one to watch from NIP's POV. Nice work from Magix. Another big step towards 11.
Bowling Shane.
Is that a Shane Ward reference?
Shane Warne.
Warne,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think Henry's probably the only person listening to it now. I don't know.
The old spin bowl coming through there. We are going to have a 4-on-2. Nork. He's actually snuck himself into quite a promising position. Yeah, sure, the bomb's down, but he could cause a bit of disruption here. Holding steady, 50 seconds on the clock, but the CT seem more than ready for this sort of play at this stage. Are they going to reposition, though? In terms of Lekro's spot, he's going to have to make his way through. He has no idea if the CTs have the bomb at this point. Checking every angle, and I just balance. Great patience displayed there. Team Spirit displaying a very solid game, I have to say. Lekro, just 55 points of health. almost zero chance of winning this round, considering there's 4 CTs on the A bomb site as he walks in. One will rotate towards B eventually. That's going to be Chopper, I believe, but he'll walk in towards A and should be greeted by Led. We'll see if that's the case. Low HP on Samdai Young, doesn't want to overcommit. Whether the teammates finish things off. Good job on the wall bang. Probably the only kill he gets. Let's see what he can do. Yeah. Good job from Lecro. I'm impressed, but not quite enough to win the round. That was nigh on impossible to actually get the bomb planted, but a very good attempt as we go 11-11. It's going to be the US Air Force tactical timeout here as NIP call it. It's their second.
Yeah, Team Spirit have some talking to do here as well, right? Because you can see right now Chopper has 3250. He's got head armor there. We've got some Die Young with a little bit of cash. So their money right now, it's not, they haven't built up a bank for this game just yet, right? So these rounds are still on a knife's edge, whereas if NIP are just able to take one, they're able to string 2 in a row, at that point they'd probably break Team Spirit's bank, and from there able to move on forward and take the map, but that's not a good stat line.
Nork is currently NIP's worst performer this event with a 1.02 rating and a 44% successful entry duels. The worst performer. Not what you want to see from the young gun, the new boy coming in, and remember that's just this tournament. They've only played
so
2 maps so far, and this will be the 3rd. So don't take too much away from that, but I guess it does suggest something, but they did manage to take down Astralis in their first game, so I guess it doesn't really matter what the score lines are, to be honest with you. As we get into the next round, NIP will have a partial bye here. Nork with the AK-47, going to try and be the hero going into round number 23. His teammates will bring up PT-50s and Deagles. They've got smokes. It looks like a B execution here. 2 towards pillars, 1 a window, flash over, try and get the bomb down. But in terms of the setup with that MP9, ready and waiting, I feel like Chopper's got that number here. Playing in front of the smokes, it should be an absolute bloodbath.
They have got the Lecro Deagle as one of my caveats.
Yeah, the problem with that is, though, because Mer's at bench, if you look at that, he's going to be taking all the aggro away. There's not going to be a swing from Chopper. It's just going to be Mer. It's taking all this attention, and the MP9 should be able to get the majority of the kills. I'm going to say 2 or 3. That's if it all goes to plan. If the incendiary goes down especially, you just want to drop that as they're finally committing and leave them with nothing as they enter the bomb site here. So he's got to coordinate himself with the smoke swords. 2 pillars, kitchen, 3 flashes over. And at that point, you're really just hoping for the best.
Yeah, you are seeing a degree of respect from the CT side here, Spirit, cognizant that there could be something fishy afoot. They haven't gone on for any CT aggressive maneuvers. At this time in the game, we've seen them pushing T-spawn, we've seen them in Palace. For now, 3 players still on A, and now they commit towards the 2 defending B. 1 chance for Chopper. Henry's expecting 3, and already 2 in his back pocket. Won't quite find the 3rd, but Mir will do it for him. Bombs loose, and round 1. Spirit hot on the heels of 12. Just Lecro, the last man whose heart's beating in this NIP jersey. Great shot, but that should be all. Another chip away at Mir's health pool.
He is so nasty with this Desert Eagle. He might get the kill with the HE as well. Not quite. It was close, but still, there it is. Chopper with a very nice read of the game there. The finances of NIP especially, bringing out the MP9 in that sort of situation, getting up close, meaning their execution was completely nullified. You can see they have no idea. They're just so focused on the bomb site. Of course they are. They've got an objective in mind. They're hoping to find Mir at that bench position, but it's just a nice setup. A good adjustment there from Team Spirit, and they've taken the lead at this point.
Another
12 to 11 as we take another tactical timeout here. It's going to be NIP, so Threat's not happy. He is going to try and reel them in a little bit here, get more out of Nork if possible. 9 and 14 so far. Can't afford the AWP. Their money's actually pretty disastrous. He's been investing way too much in Deagles by the looks of things here. Got to be careful. There's a few AWPers out there. I don't want to name any names, but they invest way too much in those sort of rounds like Deagles, Armor, when they probably shouldn't be, and they've left themselves now with a Galil. I think he did save his AK in the round previous, so that's why he didn't get any money, so that's not the reason here, but it's certainly not ideal that he has a Galil and they've just lost the lead.
Just to note with this one we see on the screen here, that was with different rosters at the time. Forrest and Gatright was still on NIP then, and I believe Coldy was on Spirit during the time when that last matchup between these 2 teams went on down. So different rosters.
Oh, I almost forgot about Coldy. For now, Team Spirit with their revitalized roster are poised to keep this series competitive. A 10-round lead for NIP.
That's what they needed.
And now there's the opening frags that have been eluding them. Emir claws 1 back, but that was just the loose thread of Plopski. He was lurking towards B. The body of the assault still continues towards middle, and a 4 versus 3 in favor of the NIP boys.
Looks like they want to fight middle here as we're hanging around in window and catwalk here with Mir. So if they can get a couple of kills in transition as the T's are trying to take territory and clear all these corners just like this, and there is a chance to get back in the round, but Rez will find another.
It's falling apart. Still a chance here for NIP, but now down to the 2-on-2. Nork, I like this move though. He spotted a a bit of a hole in the defense, and he's actually going to capitalize upon that, going to find Mir, and that's surely the ace I open here. Magic's, though, coming in from the jungle position. If he does look towards the palace area, that's where Twist comes out with the bomb. He's watching it effectively, but out the bomb comes, and it will be planted. And in terms of utility, Magic's has an incendiary and a diffuse kit.
We'll see the flash from Twist. He does have a Molotov as well. Nork looks like he's setting up for a bit of a two-man peek, two-man fight. Or, as Chad would say, a biff.
I think Magic's has got this. He's playing it very well.
Oh, he would have got the headshot had Twist not be crouching. Nork, though, in prime position. He did not want to play that passively.
Yeah, well played from NIP, but Magic's was onto something there. Nice moves, good angles, couldn't quite find the headshot.
Look what that's done to the money, right? We talked about this a couple of rounds ago with how much pressure is already being applied in a lot of these rounds. Look, the bomb hasn't been going down a lot, but NIB have been getting a bunch of kills in some of these situations. And look, Team Spirit, in this situation, they have to take a save. For them to go to a force buy here, it could almost be throwing away the game. So they're almost going to concede 13 rounds. Looks like it, as they've just invested in a 5-7. I believe that's a P250 in the hands of Someday Young there. And we'll just go for a B stack. So NIP get a little bit lucky here that they're able to win that war and now get a freebie on the board. They've been consistently buying.
That's the beauty of the T side. Khalil from Nork, of course, managing to essentially win them that round.
Yeah, well, this will be NIP taking the lead again. I said that with bated breath. The 5-7 and P250 are out, but no armor or nades available for Team Spirit. NIP, we've been praising them for their efficiency in these sort of situations as they're up against the 5-man D stack. A lot of teams over the last couple of years have opted to rush B when they know they're up against an eco. That kind of has stopped now, thank God. Alex, I'm sure you've seen me have multiple breakdowns.
Full mental breakdowns over B.
I just can't even comprehend at big tournaments why that would be happening. It's the laziest thing you can call. But either way, this is looking very good from NIP.
They took their time with it, didn't they?
You can see they've got connector control, CPL control, two of the most valuable parts of the map. So there's Rez in there, Lekro in this position. They'll walk into a contact style. Lekro can hold for rotations. Just probe towards B at range safely and probably get a spot. Look how well tucked in they are. This is actually pretty lovely. He actually hits that first player through the bench and doesn't know they're all stacked there. They're still trying to suggest no one's there, but they've got full control of the A side at this point. Lekro knows they're a B, just trying to find them, flush them out, bomb will be planted, and this is his chance to find a few kills.
Good connection. Could have got caught out by Mir's timing there. Positioning did definitely get his adrenaline pumping, but still a quick adjustment and a frag found. They've rumbled the Team Spirit eco stack. Something that we were talking about in the pre-match was Threat's affinity for setting the old NIP, now Dignitas, up with those protocols in the anti-eco scenario.
Yeah, what Lekro did just there is similar to what we would have called back in Australia money manning. You do it on an anti-eco, you'd send one individual out as Rez hopefully would just mop up all the main here as they push cap. One man out to kind of make all the money, get all the kills, and all the information. So the other pack can react off of that, right? If he sees nothing, then you can all rotate over and help him out, or the rest of them can go together and he can control one side of the map there. So simple stuff from NIP, nothing too crazy. They kept it cautious, and now we will see. This is the crunch time right here.
Yes.
For Team Spirit especially. If they lose this round, their money's not going to be in a fantastic spot.
And loss bonus will only be at $2,400 right now. They'll get $2,900 into the next round if they lose this. With no guns being saved, of course, they'll be in a very tricky spot. So, 4 players towards A at the very start here for Team Spirit, anticipating the execution. They might be onto something here. This is a contact play that looks from NIP. Just going to use their aim stars in the form of Nork to walk up. It hasn't worked out for them. They weren't anticipating the AWP, and it's a bit of a nightmare round for them. It hasn't gone well at all. I like the idea. I understand the approach. You're expecting Team Spirit to maybe throw in a fast middle, a different setup in general, but just the open CD spawn completely locks them out, and it's a bit of a non-starter there for NIP.
Yeah, like you, I like the idea as well. But unfortunately, when you're this late in a game and you have more utility than the opponent, going for a play like this when you don't have to, it's not always the best idea. As we'll see Magic take down Lekro there to finish things off, because now that coin is flipped, right? I was talking about how dangerous for the economy this was going to be for Spirit, but they hardly got any kills there, NIP. So what they've basically done is just restored the balance back in the favor of Team Spirit to have a little bit of a buffer.
Mirage is Spirit's most played map as a core 5, playing it 33 of 143 times, securing 76% of wins. What do you think about that, Alex?
Well, I think 76% of wins is significantly higher than 50%, which would be, I would imagine.
I think they won it 25 times out of those 33.
Thank you, mathematician Chad. The Australian education system not completely flawed.
It has got its issues,
It has,
but
well.
it's okay.
Haven't we all?
Some more than others, I suppose. But for now, round 27, 13-13. We couldn't be closer if we tried, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting to the crescendo of map number 1 here. We've got the Galil out for Plopski. Money is rather weak on both sides, with Team Spirit with a pretty much clean sweep in the previous round. Does give them a pretty massive edge here, especially with some T weaponry within their ranks. 2 Kriegs available, and I disbalanced. Quiet game from him so far, but plenty of vision towards mid. And will he get the opportunity to find that bomb? Twist needs to be very careful at the top and middle.
I never understood it when we said you couldn't write it, because we write stories about crazy things. People write stories about dragons and cars. I'm pretty sure you could write a script as exciting as this one. 13-13 though, keeps it level. Mir, however, finding the frag onto Lekro will give another opening frag to Team Spirit. CT side, just as Disbalance repositions, and now Chopper can punish. All attention drawn just from the Team Spirit shoes Disbalance brought to the server today. However, NIP may have just managed to make this one winnable.
Maybe. It all comes down to Plopski, really. Great game from so far, but has slowed down in the second half. Remember, he was knocking on the door, 20 kills in that first half. Smoke down towards short, but he knows he needs to be more active.
Oh.
Molotov allows him to get in towards his window here. The shots don't connect. If he had the AK, I dare say he wins it, but Nork still can do this with the low HP of these two players. He knows damage has been done. Starts to push towards the kitchen. Double kill on the agenda here. Can he find it? Certainly can. 1 versus 1. Has the flashbang, and I disbalance the AWP. Has been spotted and taken down. It's an absolutely colossal round there from Nork, and it's all down to the Galil play as well. Plopski getting control of the kitchen area. Sure, he doesn't find any kills, but he throws a spanner in the works. He does 100 damage between the two players and sets Nork up. And Nork has had a pretty quiet game by his standards, but that's got him right back on the scoreboard there. 15 kills, 14-13 overall for NIP and Team Spirit. They will have a bye here, but it'll be compromised.
If you have a player like that that can, even in a bad game, give you 1, maybe 2 rounds of this caliber, you're set. Lovely play from Nork, and just quickly repositioning off that flashbang while Disbalance was making his way to the site for his final frag. Round 28, it's time.
No utility at all on the CT side. After 1 minute 40 reading on the clock, we have 2 smokes, 1 flashbang, and HE, no kits, no helmets, and a Galil actually is very powerful now for Plopski. Looks to be maybe another contact play towards the A side. This time, Disbalance still does have the AWP, but he's not at CT spawn. So will they have the same approach, just walking in? They will. They're happy to do so, but a flashbang has been delivered this time. Smoke towards CT spawn coming in as well. Magic this time to defend, but Twist of the AWP will take him down. Back and forth we go. Sumdai Young from jungle strikes to the M4. Disbalance still has vision, but held at bay by the flames. Save story over towards jungle here.
Ooh, Plopski loses some health on the cross just through the corner of the default box, keeping his health present. Lekro knows where Sumdai Young is, and so this should just be a guarantee. Doesn't feel like it now.
Gotta hit those. Gotta hit those.
Double kill for Sumdai Young. Chopper in the smoke, they're kissing. Plopski surely going to pull the trigger now. He can see the tracer fire, but he holds his ground. He wants the element of surprise. Are they going to call it clear from those speculative shots? The timing, no, gray screened. And now this should be the round. It's all down to Nork. Will he really save the day again? Great shot onto the first. He knows he's being pushed. He can hear Sumdai Young towards Sandwich. And he connects!
Let's go!
Back to back, Nork pulls NIP into match point.
That is what we're looking for from these young superstars. We said we hadn't seen much from him so far. The stat came up saying he'd been the lowest rated performer in this tournament so far from NIP, but anything but in the last 2 rounds. Back-to-back clutches, 1 versus 3s. The stars are lined for him. He gets the 3-man spray down once again, and it's a tactical timeout brought to you by the US Air Force here at Team Spirit. Try to get their act together. This has all fallen apart for them. They've got 2 rounds to bring it back into overtime as we see the Scouts, the MP9s, and Deagles brought out, Chad.
There's 3 clear standout rounds in this game so far. Twist with the Deagle within the first half, getting 3 and finishing off Sumdai Young in a 1-on-2 situation towards the B bomb site. And now Nork with those back-to-back clutches here. That is the game changer in this matchup right now. And NIP, well, they're 1 round away from picking up map number 1 and moving on to their new favorite of Vertigo.
Absolutely true. I take it back, Henry. Nork is sick. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that he is a little bit of a good Counter-Strike player. That was fantastic. Back-to-back 1 versus 3 clutches. We'll get into it now. This is where NIP should close things out. We've been praising them all day of their capability in these sort of situations, but Plopski will be tested. This time with the Galil once again up against the MP9 and 5-7. I think he's going down here, boys. He hasn't used any utility. He's going to dry peek this. He probably gets one, and goes down. And now they do need to know that Mir is towards the underpass position as well. Nork's like, hold my beer, I'm going down. And it's not going to work out. Good smoke from Mir here. He's actually bought himself some time and got the Galil.
What's that?
That's not going to work.
Oh, it does. Forces him into the smoke, and now it's getting real awkward. My God, and on the reload, he has the sound cue. Twist doesn't trade. This has been a comedy of errors, but it does seem like the sitcom has taken its commercial break. We are back to normal scheduled programming. 3v3, and the T side are going to start to piece this one back together again.
I thought this was the lock-in. NIP tested towards the underpass. Things get awkward, and there are 2 players for Team Spirit towards the B side of the map. If that was an AWP, that was probably the kill. Twist down to 50, though. Realizes he still has a chance here. They go towards A. That's pretty much the game because there'll only be 1 player there with Scout. That's Samdai Young. He has no utility, no kit. Won't be able to do much about it, and the B split's coming in. This is a dream for Team Spirit. They have presence towards the apartments here. Chopper ready to deagle. He's going to get this kill. Can he find the seconds to the AWP as well? And he just has to get out of there. He knows it. Has to just knife out, get around the corner as quickly as possible. Chopper quick on his heels here. Will he get away? He absolutely will. It's coming down to the minutiae here. Smoked in the connector.
CT1.
15 seconds remaining, and the Scout drops the bomb. Lecro left in a 2 versus 1.
No
I think
time.
he can't plant. That's it. They've dropped it.
What's the situation coming into the next buy? What will NIP be able to do? He's only got 5 seconds. He won't get both frags. He will find some Die Young, grabs himself an AWP. That's something.
That is quite significant. He gets the AWP, but still, that's very well played from Team Spirit. They made things uncomfortable. They held them at bay. The underpass play as well. The Molotov and the smoke, it looked like NIP had the advantage. The moment he reloads is when they push through, and we have found a round out of nowhere for Team Spirit here. Number 30 coming up. Remember, money not in a great spot. They saved the AWP, but we've got Plopski on a P250. We've got Twist with the glass cannon AWP here, a Galil for Nork, an AK for Lecro, CZ for Rez. They're the ones in the back foot now. It's looking likely for overtime.
Looking very ugly here. Just to make note, we were hyping up those 1v3s as if they were going to win the game, but so far that's been the only real key to success.
Kept them in it, to be honest.
Bang, and the dirt is gone.
So that's the opening kill they're looking for. Twist.
They're out on A. They're out.
Yeah, but the AK as well. Samdai Young.
Oh, it's a hard fight once they get that far up. Can get overwhelmed, and he only needed Rez's CZ. Looks like NIP have secured the first map just as balance his Scout. That's ripped from his hands by none other than Nork, who over the course of the last 5 rounds has managed to level that score out perfectly. 2 clutches, 1v3s to pull NIP across the finish line. A 16-14 scoreline, but it was a flying CT start from Team Spirit. They're going to be demoralized having that taken away from them.